welcome you to Dodger Stadium for their first semifinal game, which will feature South Korea. They are an upstart team, 5-2 in the Classic, and Venezuela is going to face. It is a lineup with some pretty decent averages, especially in the middle, but not at the bottom. Tae-Kyung Kim, their first baseman.
A year ago, but boy, things have changed for him. He's lighter, he's thinner. He says he has a lot more energy now. He has pitched really well in his team.
All around, there have been 5 errors committed by the team from Venezuela, but they've hit the long ball so often it hasn't really mattered.
You know, I tell you what,
the center fielder's got a 3-ball, 2-strike count, and he draws the walk. Run, 2 RBIs, hitting .350, swings away, bloops that one down the line in right field, playing fairly shallow. Tag made, throw coming to second base and bobbled. Bobby Abreu dropped the ball. I mean, he was sitting under it because he was shallow and just dropped it.
Surprised, absolutely. But you know what? We know one thing. We know about the pressure that speed puts on a defense. And I think the fact that he took a look at the base runner tagging, and he might have taken a look at the base runner instead of the baseball going into his glove, it falls out. And now a great opportunity for Korea.
The third place hitter, Hyun-Soo Kim, at the plate. That's going to fall. Base hit. Here comes Young-Kyu Lee, and he will score without a throw from Ordonez. South Korea jumps ahead 1-0.
Take advantage of the opportunities. Young-Kyu Lee, an outstanding job knowing where the left fielder was playing. Miguel Ordonez didn't hesitate as the ball came off of Hyun-Soo Kim's bat. He knew that he was going to go and try to score on the play. Good piece of hitting. Keep getting the fastball away. Look at the read. He doesn't even think twice about it. He knows where he's playing out there, running hard, and picking up the early lead.
How to play this international competition.
He muscles it. Shallow center. Chavez can't handle it. The bases are loaded. He gave it a deke to keep Kyun-Woo Jung from heading home, and Jung did hold up. 4 or 5 runs up on the board here. Off the glove. That'll get a run home. Silva retrieves. And Dae-Ho Lee is retired. Jung scores. The other runners move up. 2-0 South Korea.
I think that was a bad break.
Kim at third. Tae-Kyung Kim at second. That ball is hit well. Deep into center. Chavez still going. Goodbye! A 3-run homer for Shin-Soo Choo. Venezuela's worst nightmare has been realized. It is a big inning. 5 runs on the board. Only 1 out in the first.
Well, as I mentioned, these guys know how to play in big games. You don't win a gold medal just by poking the ball around. Silva got behind, and they know that he's going to give him the fastball. He gets the fastball on the inside part of the plate, and he drives it straight away center field. And that wasn't really a big power hitter swing. He just kind of used his hands, made good contact, but he was able to drive the ball over the center field wall.
Still pitching the contact.
Melvin Mora throws out Jung Choi. Carlos Silva, 5-0 South Korea. Right through the middle. He got a fastball right down the middle on a 3-2 count. Another hit for South Korea, and this is all not in the making of Silva, the top right fielders for much of his career. Silva not in time, and things continue to go wrong for Venezuela.
Looks for tomorrow. I think that's on Monday. I think that's what he was thinking.
Melvin Mora already staked itself to a 5-0 lead. Venezuela coming up. Let's take a look at their batting order. Presented by 2K Sports, Major League Baseball 2K9. Andy Chavez with the Mets last year. Center field. Melvin Mora, 104 RBIs for Baltimore, third base. Mound for South Korea is Sumin Yoon. This can get him started in front of all of that power. Changeup. Wow.
Johnny has a
Take a look at the defense for Korea, and it's one of the things that's a strength of this team. They made 3 errors on Thursday night, which was more than they had made in the 13 previous.
I think he'll be one of the best hitters in the game.
Bobby Abreu. He got himself ahead on the count, and that's pretty familiar territory for Abreu, who always is among the leaders in walks and getting into deep counts, making a couple of home runs. Runner goes. Check swing. Was it a swing? No. First base umpire Willie Rodriguez of Puerto Rico ruling in favor of Cabrera on the appeal. 3-2. And he got him swinging on a slider. Hard slider running out of the strike zone. Mates who faced him last year. The ball was up much more often last year than ever before. That ball hit well by Hyun-Soo Kim. One hop against the wall. Chavez will get it back in. A stand-up double for Kim, who singled home the first run. He's in the Korean League last year. Whoa! Down the line. Gone! 7-0 South Korea. In fact, they are in a deeper hole. Just like that. For Kim, his 3rd home run of the World Baseball Classic.
I'll take you, Kim has tremendous power. 31 home runs last year in the Korean League and celebrating with his teammates. Watch, he rolls the toe and just turns on that sinker ball again, up in the zone, tailing in on the inner part of the plate. He opens up, keeps his hands inside the ball, and just drives it out of the ballpark. And you cannot live up in the zone with a sinker ball.
Dae-Ho Lee.
Staff for Team Venezuela was raving about this young guy's arm, that he can run that fastball up there pretty good. Good movement on his pitches, been very effective.
Center field. Andy Chavez. He got into the hands that time of Dae-Ho.
Ball as well. And they let him hit.
But not this time. He walks.
Pitches, even with strikeouts, get you into the game.
Runner goes. Gonzalez in the dirt and right by Cabrera. Over to third base, Shin-Soo Choo.
Oh, we talked about Cabrera improving as a first baseman. Well, he tries to catch this ball with 2 hands as he is with 1, especially with the big glove.
Runner from first going. And the throw back to third. Out! Shin-Soo Choo started down the line and got hung. To the count. Slider. And the shortstop, Park. 2 down. 2 down, nobody on. Park on the move. And the inning is over.
It's a horrible inning for the Venezuelans.
That slider from Gonzalez. Fielded at third by Mora. He throws out. Key.
Get him on, bunt him over, look for a big hit, steal a base.
Scudero. And a quick inning. Venezuela has a lot of catch
teams that they go through.
That's off the glove of the diving second baseman June, and a base hit for Scudero.
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that practice makes perfect. I mean, that's that pitcher's going to throw them that particular night.
Andy Chavez, base hit to right field. Chavez, the leadoff man for Venezuela. He struck out his first time, and now 2 men on for Venezuela. It's the first time they've had 2 men on base against Yoon in this game.
Well, I mean, what I was saying, John, the players aren't wasting their
kinds of rigmarole in every ballpark they went to because it wasn't on the schedule. Melvin Mora with a base hit, and that is the first run for Venezuela. Scudero in to score.
Well, the important thing about that run, John, is not it only gets them 1 run closer, but it also tells Yoon that they can hit him now. It tells him that he's not indestructible. We can score runs off of you, and we can definitely score them in bunches. So with this kind of a ball club, with the power they have, and Melvin Moore drove in 104 runs last year, so he's a good RBI man, as well as a lot of other players on this Venezuela team.
Well, you know, we're starting to go the second time through the lineup, but I think that what the experience...
Change up. And Park almost took too much time. Just barely got Abreu. The runners advance. Feedback on the outfield. Left field. But caught by Kim. Just the one run. Soo Kim, and then the cleanup man, Tae-Kyun Kim. That ball is whacked into left. Extra bases. Ordonez gets it back in. A double for Ko.
Well, everything is going right for the Koreans because they brought him in for these
guys who are a lot bigger than the Japanese players. Guys like this. Ball 4.
Well, I see a lot of late kicks from the Korean hitters.
And Republic is the Republic of Korea. That strike 3 call. And immediately turned around. And, oh, he would have had it picked off, but Cabrera missed it. And as they were trying to pick off the runner at first base, the runner from second base, Ko, just took off the third, and he comes in to score run number 8 for South Korea.
Well, that was definitely...
Lopez, and that is the second out over to third base. Goes...
Stay with the team.
Strike 3 call. But a run given away
in the zone.
Well, I don't was finish my pieces, you know, but hopefully, you know, we're coming back. You know, let's get back to the game. You know, we have a great offense, you know, and let's, you know, nothing that I can.
Baseball lead. There's 1. There's 2.
Well, that defensive switch, maybe it paid off because that was a nice turn.
Men on base. The change was made as Lopez thrown out by Park. The veteran catcher. Cabrera to Enrique Gonzalez covering out number 2. And the slider, he walked it. So a 2-out walk to the 9th place hitter.
Pesky hitter.
And they get the lead runner there. Lopez to Scudero for the force out on pitch, strike to 14 of the 18 hitters he's faced. Choi. Safe. There goes Scudero. Struck him out. Double play. Victor Zambrano, not a big league experience, but he World Baseball Classic team from South Korea, as that is another base hit for Hyun-Soo Kim, his 3rd hit of the game plus a walk. They have not been able to retire him tonight.
High being the front.
Runner goes. It's a steal and another. No, he's not going to go to third. I was about to say another error for Venezuela, but not this time. Steal of second.
Well, his question was, do you sight down the barrel of the bat, close one eye, then use the other one, and then it helps you decide which is your dominant.
Passed in Korea. Right through the hole into right field. Abreu got a strong arm. Cut off. 9-1 South Korea as Kim is in to score.
Well, that's how you win a Triple Crown, by going the other way after a long drive to left field. It was foul, which is a home run type of a swing. He goes the other way. And he kind of fights this ball off because he's waiting a little longer because of the breaking ball he was out in front of him. To watch, he waits, and he hits this ball deeper into the zone, and he just fights it off the other way. And when you're a good hitter, that's one of the things that you do well. You just put the ball in play when you fall behind the count.
Well, that's one of the things we talked about before.
They put 17 men on base so far. And here is Giancarlos Granados with 56 homers for the Samsung Lions, breaking Sadaharu O's record from the Japanese league. Venezuela in that winter league. Roberto Clemente from Puerto Rico actually played some winter ball in Venezuela.
turn, but I think Silva was going to give it to him.
Andy Chavez tagging at third is Kim. And he scored. And as the ball got away, the runners advance. So Chavez tried to nail Kim at the plate. Sure enough, got away from him, and the runners advance.
Andy Chavez has a very strong throwing arm. We've seen it throughout his career. Stays behind the ball exactly as you should, moves into it, but the throw goes up the line a little bit. Ramon Hernandez can't.
SK Wyverns, the defending champion, and that slider is low. Another walk. That's the fifth. Key Hyuk Park. Back to the backstop. He is out.
As a manager, you got to make tough decisions. I would have done it the other way.
And the off-speed stuff, this is what In-Sik Kim, the man.
This tournament and then next week will look a little different when you have to face the hitters all over again.
Miguel Cabrera.
Or something where you can use the day off.
That's a base hit to center field for Young Kyu Lee. The leadoff man on base for the second time.
Well, first of all, you're still in spring training, basketball, etc. It's 162 games. That's a lot of baseball games. And therefore, you're adding more time to that.
Let the players have their full spring and then have the tournament and start the season a couple of weeks later that year. Make the season a little bit shorter so the players don't have to come earlier.
In January.
That one is in the deep right center field. That one is way back there and gone, a home run. Carlos Guillen gets Venezuela its second run of the night. It is now 10-2 South Korea.
But John, if you're asking them to come in and then have to play a regular 162-game schedule, I don't think you are going to get a lot of guys to sign up. I just think it's asking a lot to make, from January through November. The World Series is going to be in November this year. You're asking too much.
Schedules are shorter. Major League Baseball, it seems to me they could solve that. If every 4 years they say, okay, this season is going to be a little shorter.
In the procedure that you're going through. We just want to try to make the best we can to where nobody gets hurt and can go out and play their season and stay healthy.
What a play by the shortstop.
That didn't include signing up for January.
We'll tell them that later, Joe.
That didn't include making a 10-month season.
Out in front here in the seventh. Off the end of the bat, base hit. Chong kept everything down there around the knees or maybe even a little bit below the knees. And this time, Hernandez said, well, he's called it. I better go down and get it.
What happened in the grassroots level to grow the game.
Scudero chasing out of the strike medal game at the Beijing Olympics last summer.
He was also, I thought, the guy in
Team South Korea in the left field and caught by Lee. In the pitch for Team Venezuela. And soon it appears that we all kind of discovered Daisuke in that tournament as Lee's
leg got to be a little tough there, so they're going to mix and match some.
Shin-Soo Choo hit by that breaking ball.
Now, Joe, let me ask you,
Vasquez strikes out Jung Choi in the number 6 spot on the order where Shin-Soo Choo had been. So there is Jung. Had they made it into the Monday game, we'll also go back with them. No. And the ball hit off the chest of Abreu. He's going to stop at second base.
Yeah, with a 10-2 deficit, I don't think you need to try to stretch that into and get to third base.
bat just exploded in Cabrera's hands. He's thrown out by Choi. Strike 3 call. Nothing in the 8th for Team.
They want to be here.
Nice pickup by Cabrera. Vasquez covering. And Ki-Hyuk Park
Do it on that particular day.
Oh. All right, they got him. Matt Kemp. He had an outstanding year last year as that big curveball strikes out Ordonez. Lopez has been hot in this tournament until tonight. He's 0 for 3. In left center field, Young Kyu Lee. 2 down. This will do it. For the first time, South Korea will play for the championship of the World Baseball Classic. They were one of the great emerging stories 3 years ago, surprising the baseball world, advancing into the semifinals. Now they've gone at least one better 3 years later.
Well, as I said before, they've won the gold medal, so they're trying to make it a sweep of the international competition.
And among these teams in the semifinal, they're the hungriest team. They're playing without pressure because they don't have something to prove. Everybody else has something to lose, and they are playing loose, aggressive baseball.
South Korea not only wins this game over Venezuela, they blow them away 10-2. The winning pitcher, 22-year-old Soo Min Yoon, who was superb. Now they have